Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the Woman's Cave.
Yes.
It's just so great to have you back for the
I
second
know,
one.
right? It's like everything. Bronchitis is still a thing, guys. So you hear me cough, or you see my little teacup come up, please understand I still have bronchitis. So but I'm making it work. Making it work.
I'm seriously wishing I had an excuse because I want to just grab a teacup and start sipping, but I'm like,
Which we can because we do it all the time. I mean, we'll know now. Well, but by the way, my name is Jade.
And this is Winona.
And we are the authors of the And I Thought series. So here comes the plug, you guys, because you know when you watch us, this is all we ever do. So we wrote this book, And I Thought Divorce Was Bad with Other Life Lessons, along with a few other ladies. And then the new book is out for pre-order. And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy. And it's just really an awesome book. We just wrote about growing up and what we thought was growing up was going to be all about, and how we're going to have all the money and do everything different from our parents, and then we recognized that those people were wise. Yeah, they really had it all together, and we were like the ones that was so messed up. Didn't really know how life goes.
Can I say one thing though? Like with the whole confusion thing, there's confusion growing up, but then there's even more confusion when you think that you're going to like do the whole romance thing. Because I think one of the things we say in there is we're gonna get money and find our Prince Charming, and then you get so confused. Because Prince Charming is so many frogs, it's ridiculous.
Yes.
Oh, wait. I just remember we have a guest for this one today.
I know we do, and we love her so much. Like, deeply. We love her.
So you guys, she's like international because she's in like Ireland. So pay attention.
Pay attention.
Because she's done Ireland and LA. So would our lovely guest like to introduce herself?
I will, thank you. And thank you for having me here. And I love you both too. Yay. And anyone who's listening to this, you gotta listen to their podcast on my Bad Boy Breakthrough, because it's brilliant. And I can't remember what number it is, but I'll find out for you. So I'm Lorna Poole. I'm from Bad Boy Breakthrough, and what I do is I help women all day find love with their great guy.
Oh my goodness! Talk about best job in the universe,
right?
Right?
Ever. It might even be better than being authors, which we are of these two books.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah.
Plug again? Okay, anyway, Lorna, I had a question for you. Like, I know this is the big one, but I think everyone wants to know, where do you start? Because normally it's like, do I start with me or do I start looking for the man first?
Ooh, that's a really good question. And my answer to that is a lot of people will tell you to work on yourself. I think you need to do both, because when you meet the guy, your stuff will show up. Okay, if something's not working in your life, it's gonna show up, and when it shows up, it is an opportunity for you to, if you're in a good place in your life, it's an opportunity for you to figure out what's working and what's not working. And the best way to move forward is cross the bridge when you get to it.
Wow.
Okay, she just did some knowledge drop.
Yeah, like you recognize we're normally chatty, and I'm like quiet. And Jade doesn't even have anything wise to say after that. Wow. Can I say
a lot of people say, oh, I really want to meet this great guy and fall in love, and you know, he gets me, and da 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 da. And they wait their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, and they have this, you know, I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid I'll be alone. I'm afraid I'm not good enough. And they let that dictate their whole life, and they spend their life going on hold. The best thing to do in any area of your life is get out there, get in there, and figure it out as you go. Because you have to, when you're in the middle of something, you have to succeed. And you will. Because once you take action towards what you want, the answers come to you.
Wow, I love that. I love that. I'm gonna take that with life. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna be like my really good friend and the wise person that Lorna Poole said. Once you're in the middle of it, you're gonna make it work. And I love it. I love that can be applied to all areas of life, be it relationships, like just husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend, or just even a working relationship. You're in the middle of it, you're gonna make this work because you have to. That's great.
You have to. And the difference between successful and unsuccessful people is successful people doubt themselves as much as unsuccessful people, but we just go ahead and do it anyway. And the more you do something that feels uncomfortable, the more comfortable it becomes to you. And then you just get better.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah, that's true. I'm not gonna lie.
Those are probably words we needed to hear this morning. Like, I don't even know, but I feel like she just spoke to my soul.
No, it's definitely words I needed to hear this morning. We had a small setback, and I was like, well, maybe this entire thing needs to, like, you know, change, or we need to shut it down. And normally I'm not that person, but anyway, I was reading your bio, and before we came on your show the first time, which was way back when, last year,
February, no, the beginning of this year.
The beginning of this year. Wow, it feels like a long time. After 105 interviews in between, it's a bit much. Anyway, in February, it said that you were trained here in the United States, and that now you live in Ireland. So I have two questions. One, how did you like the U.S. and how do you like Ireland? That had nothing to do with relationships. And number two, what's the difference between the men?
Wow, I love that question. So I personally love the USA and would live there in a heartbeat, but I also love Ireland for different reasons. And there's a couple of things going on in my head here. The first thing is, you are who you are no matter where you are in the world. And when I was traveling, I was avoiding me. And wherever I went in the world, I was still carrying my same stuff. So an opportunity came to me in the USA, and that's another thing I want to say to you. Opportunities usually come in a form of failure. And it's how I became a dating coach. So when I was in the USA, I was repeating the same pattern. I traveled for years, and I would go work somewhere for a year, and then I would leave and I would go work somewhere else. And while I was there, I was the Irish girl, and everybody loves the Irish girl because she's from a different country and she has the accent and da 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 da, and the guys like adore you, and that was great. And I would have these really high chemistry romances where it was like all, you know, we lived together, it was all very intense, and then I would be leaving the country, so I never had to deal with anything. And when I arrived in the USA, I was repeating a pattern, and I met this guy, and he was really good looking, and I was all into him, and it was like amazing. And then the place I worked with horses, and the place I worked said to me, would you like to stay? And at the time I was like, maybe not. And my visa got extended, and he left me. He didn't care. And I crashed over every area of my life. I was like, I'm 30, I'm supposed to be, you know, married, have a house, have better money, and, you know, I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. And I really struggled with love. And that's the reason why I'm a dating coach today. I got to a point where I hit such a low point, I hit rock bottom from it, that it was either do or die. And I started looking for answers to change my life. And it's from that I ended up doing coaching, and I ended up teaching women find love, because I dated the bad boys. I went out with men that were not good for me. I made all the mistakes for you. And, you know, if you want to compare Irish men and American men, I would still say that you are who you are at the end of the day, no matter what country you're in. And that's why I fell in love with Ireland again, because I realized it's not the country. Stop blaming it. It's you, Laura.
I'm gonna say I shouldn't really say anything, because I dated a dude from England, but I've dated around Europe a bit.
The cultures are definitely different.
Oh my goodness, right?
I want to get to that in a minute. Go on anyway.
But anyway, I was gonna say the only thing that I found different, because he had a strong Irish background, was he was better at picking whiskeys at the pub.
Indeed, and it was everything.
Irish like
all of that.
I'm a whiskey girl, so I was very happy with him until later. But anyway, that wasn't important. So you were saying you were going to tell us something about culture? About different culture.
What I found in the USA, and I'll tell you a funny story, was that there's a bit more protocol in the US about dating. There's like a way to date and a certain sort of sequence. Well, in Ireland, it's a bit more head to a nightclub, and you might fall into each other's arms and kind of go along with it. And whoa, hey, we're boyfriend and girlfriend, and that's it. So when I was in the US, I met this guy and he asked me out. And me being Irish and not knowing how to date, I said to him, "Oh yeah, just meet me in the Irish pub down the road in McCarthy's." And he's like, "Right, okay." And then he said, "Do you want to go for dinner?" So we went to go for dinner and we sat down and he said to me, "By the way, Lorna, you're in America now and we don't date like this." He said, "Normally the man asks you out and the man, the guy arranges the date and the guy picks the place and he follows up with you and all this." And I learned in the USA how to date, how to get a guy to make the effort for you, impress you, come from a place of choice. And, you know, after that, I dated a couple of other American guys. And I remember a guy coming to collect me from my door and he brought a box of chocolates and flowers. And, you know, then I got in the car, he opened the door for me, he went on a date. And I got very good at that. And when I came back to Ireland, there is dating here, and men will treat you to the standard you allow. And I got very good at teaching the women at home how to just be in a good space from you that allows a guy to take care of you, want to be with you. Because to be honest, women are not satisfied in a relationship when we have to go to the guy and tell him, "It's my birthday, can you think of taking me out?" We want a guy that gets us. We want a guy who makes us feel good about ourselves, who loves the fact that he's with us. And what you do in the very beginning stages makes the difference for the rest of that relationship. And once you start to get that foundation right, you'll have a great guy.
Wow. That is so amazing. You sound like one of most of my older friends when I asked them I'm getting married. And I asked them, "Well, what should I do?" And they said, "Well, you start this thing how you want to end it." They're like, "I'm saying is you're going to be married forever, but when you are 30 years down the road, you want to have already put in place, like, hey, I mean, I cook and clean, but I don't do it every day because I also work. So, I mean, you need to do stuff too." So they were like, "So start it the way you want to end it." And I love the way that you said that.
I also want to agree with that one point about when you're saying about the standard, because people always ask me, how do you find the men that treat you the way they do? And I was like, up until Tara Turner, we had an interview with her last week actually, and she was saying, like, you know, a lady with etiquette gets treated a different way, and that's exactly, I'm an old school chick. I believe in etiquette from like 1900s to 1950s, and if you aren't going to be that 1900s to 1950 man, they don't normally approach. I wanted to say it on that show, but I got to say it on this show. So thank you so much for letting me get that whole thing out. Anyway, so I wanted to ask real quick, because we're coming up on time here, but running out of time here. But I wanted to ask, what do you think the most important thing is that you would like to tell women about dating? You notice I'm asking all these questions because I'm the single one. She's happily married for 5 years, so she's like,
we're almost 6, actually.
Man, what man?
We're almost 6, y'all. Let's put that out there.
Oh yeah, congrats.
If I was to give one piece of advice in one nutshell, and if you did this would change your whole love life, would be become what you want to attract. If you want a loving, quality guy, how loving are you? How accepting are you of his love? If a guy turns around and says to you, "I love you," will know that. And if you don't love yourself and if you don't believe in it, you're going to think there's something wrong with him for liking you. So become what you want to have in your life. If you do that in every area of life, you will be very successful.
Wow.
I think today we actually have work to do.
I know. We've learned a lot today, but yes. Can you please tell everyone where they can find you? Like internet, like website, Twitter, Facebook, anything?
Absolutely. So if you look up Lorna Poole, my name, or badboybreakthrough.com, you'll find me kind of everywhere. I'm Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Your Tango. I've been on Good Man Project, and we're on iTunes, we're our own podcast. Yeah, there's videos on YouTube. So just look up www.badboybreakthrough.com and go from there.
Okay, well, thank you. Well, as you know, you guys, it's the end of the show. And yes, I did just put down my teacup because I had to get my voice ready to plug you. All right, so we are part of the authors and speaking group of the And I Thought Ladies. And these are the 2 books that we have available right now. And I Thought Divorce Was Bad with Other Life Lessons. And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy. These are both available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. But understand, And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy is actually for pre-order until August the 9th.
I also want to tell you guys about the 3rd book coming up, and I'm sure Lorna will probably like this one as well. It's And I Thought He Was the One. It is about 9 women and their real life relationships through marriage, divorce, dating, you name it.
First love.
First loves. They talk about it all. So if you want to know a little something about relationships from the perspective of 4 decades, the women are from 20 years old to 60 years old, you might want to pick that book out. Also, you can find us, your ladies, at andwethought.com. Where can they email us?
At ladies@andwethought.com. And it was a pleasure to have Ms. Lorna Poole. And for you guys out there, I want you guys to have a good couple of months, weeks, whatever it is until we see you again or until you replay, whatever. And wisdom is all around you,
if you're open to accepting it and finding it. So peace and love from Winona
and Jade.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And thank you for having me.